Mercy for None is a pure revenge drama from start to finish. It's all about Gi-jun, a guy who doesn't care if he makes it out alive. He just wants payback for his younger brother Gi-sok, who was murdered in cold blood. It's gritty, emotional, and violent, with a whole bunch of gang politics thrown in. But in the end, it's really about how revenge eats you alive even when you win. From episode 1, Gi-jun's on a mission. He's not looking for forgiveness or redemption. He's hunting the people responsible for his brother's death. The two main gangs, Ju-woon and Bong-san, are already at odds, and both their sons, Gum-san and Jun-mo, are secretly scheming to take over. Gi-sok gets killed because Jun-mo felt embarrassed by him. It's that pity, but who pulled the trigger, nobody knows. As Gi-jun digs deeper, things spiral. We meet Young-do, a crooked cop playing both sides, and Shimane, an assassin with ties to Interpol. Turns out he killed Gi-sok, and he was working with Gum-san the whole time. One of the coldest twists in the show, Gum-san, the prosecutor and son of Ju-woon, was the one who had his own dad killed. He asked Young-do to do it so he could take over. And Young-do, thinking he is a mastermind, tries to play both Gum-san and Gi-jun against each other, but it all comes crashing down. Gi-jun kills Shimane after finding out he was the one who took Gi-sok's life. Then he kills Young-do too, once he finds the recordings that prove Gum-san was behind the whole operation. The voice clip reveals everything. How Gum-san wanted to merge both gangs, use Jun-mo as a pawn, and wipe out the competition so he could be the one in charge. So Gum-san finally becomes the head of the merged Ju-woon-Bong-san empire and gives this flashy speech. He says he is still a prosecutor and he is also running the gangs now. He promises to tweak the law so none of this looks illegal anymore. But right after that speech, everyone's phones buzz. The news breaks. Prosecutor Gum-san is behind Gi-sok's murder. The voice recording Gi-jun found is now public. Everyone walks out. Gum-san is frozen, his empire crumbling right in front of him. But the show's not done. Son-chol, one of Gum-san's loyal guys, pleads with Gi-jun to stop. These two used to be best friends, but Gi-jun isn't stopping for anyone. He kills Son-chol too, because at this point he's already lost everything. There is no turning back. Then comes the final showdown, Gi-jun versus Gum-san, but instead of a straight-up fight, they talk, and it's heavy. Gum-san admits it was never really about power. It was the feeling of winning, of being respected. He says he craved what his dad had, but Gi-jun shuts that down real quick, telling him people didn't respect Ju-woon, they feared him, and maybe Ju-woon didn't want his son following that same path. Gum-san, clearly shaken, asks why Gi-jun still doing all this. Gi-jun says it's because he blames himself. Gi-sok died because he was in this world, and there is no walking away from it until you're dead. And that's when Gum-san loses it. He shoots Gi-jun out of frustration, yelling that he warned him not to go this far. But Gi-jun doesn't care. He tells him to finish it. Gum-san raises the gun to his own head, but Gi-jun stops him, slices his wrist, and tells him to ask for forgiveness. Gum-san refuses, so Gi-jun stabs him in the neck, and Gum-san dies sitting in the very chair he fought so hard to take from his father. Talk about poetic justice. After all that, Gi-jun is barely hanging on. He sits in front of a fire bleeding out, completely alone. But then there is this quiet, dreamlike moment. He imagines his brother Gi-sok sitting next to him. They talk about quitting everything and starting fresh. It's the life Gi-jun always wanted but could never have. The brother he fought so hard for is finally there, smiling. And then Gi-jun dies, peacefully, finally. It's tragic, but there is a strange sense of relief. Like this man's entire life was about violence and loss, and in death, he finally got to sit with his brother again, even if it was just in his head. Mercy for None isn't just a revenge story, it's a cautionary tale. Everyone in this show who chases power either dies or loses their soul. Gi-jun never wanted to be king, he just wanted justice, but even that came at a massive cost. Gum-san thought power would bring him respect, but all it did was destroy him. In the end, Gi-jun finds peace not through winning, not through killing, but in letting go. His story ends quietly, with no crown, no throne, just a memory of his brother and a fire in the night.